We're going to go to Stockholm. Let me tell you why we're going to go to Stockholm. Because Femke Bol opened up our 400-meter hurdles right behind Sydney McLaughlin.
Oh, yeah. We in Stockholm, y'all. We in Stockholm.
And she did not disappoint. She ran 53.03. You know what I mean?
Heat is on.
Which is
you
only
that song?
Yes,
You're
I do.
Too young for that song.
I know. I'm just old enough. Look at the beard. But but she ran 53.03, which is a solid opener for her also. She's letting Sydney know, like, hey, look, yeah, you did 52.7, but I'm right there at 53.0. So, you know, she made her move over the 10th hurdle. She was pretty much with the pack and made her move over the 10th hurdle to separate herself into 53.0. But she's letting her know, like, you're back. And she said in the interview, I'm happy that Sydney's back, but I don't think that she's going to just let Sydney run away with this gold medal. She's prepared to go the distance.
So what do you do as an athlete or a coach, right, in a situation like this where your toughest competitor has dropped a world lead of 52.70, and then you open up with an impressive 53? What do you do in the meantime to prepare yourself to be able to compete against that? Because now it's like, you know, at one point in time, Femke Bol was chipping away, right? Chipping away at getting closer and closer to Sydney. Each championship, each race, she was closing in on her. I think this is a year where Femke Bol has the opportunity. She's matured. She's gotten older, meaning like in the sport. So she knows what it takes to go out there and win. She understands what it means to be dominant. She's a name in the sport now, right? She's not just a silver medalist who got it. Congratulations. Now she is a truly, truly formidable opponent who, if you lacking, she's going to come up and grab it from you. And even if you're ready, she might be one of them athletes that's prepared to go stride for stride with you. What do you do as a coach or an athlete to prepare yourself for that?
Boy, you better tell Femke she got to be willing to die. If she going to beat Sydney, she got to be like, I'm either die or lose. That's going to have to be what she's going to have to do, because the coaching pairing between Bobby Kersee and the athleticism of Sydney McLaughlin, that's a hard feat to beat. You know what I mean? She's 52.70, and she's been a year away from the doggone hurdles, bro. She's ran 22.0, so she definitely has the leg speed. Femke Bol doesn't have the same leg speed. She ran a 200, and it definitely wasn't 22.0. You know what I mean? So her coach is going to tell her in the next few training sessions, she has to be willing to die and not physically die, everybody. I don't want her to die. But I'm saying, like, train that hard to try to beat Sydney. And she has European champs to give her another measure of where she can be. But I guarantee the next time we see Sydney at the U.S. Olympic trials, she's going to drop another dime. So
you think that Femke Bol needs to take a page and rip that page out of Wade Van Niekerk's book and die for it? Because that's what he did in the 400. He died for it.
Every time Wade goes out there, before his injury to his knee, it looked like he was willing to die than to lose. You know what I mean? And anybody who's willing to die for something and somebody who's not willing to die, that person will beat you every time. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely saying that. Femke is going to have to possibly change her race pattern, because she's going to have to go out with Sydney. She's not running that down. If Sydney is leading to 300, she's lost. If she's leading to 350, she's lost. She's not running her down.
Yeah. Man, I can't even fathom. I could see on the day of the race, you'd be like, I'm willing to die for this shit, right? You know what I mean? Because you gotta talk yourself up. You know what I mean? You got to get out there and be like, I'm willing to die for it. But to train at that level and to elevate yourself to a level to where now that is your motto, right? To where, how do you even train with that motto? Like, I'm willing to die for it. Your practices have to be hellified, dog.
But
Your practices have to be damn near suicidal.
Justin, you've already been there. You've done it. You've said yourself. I remember in 2011 fall, you told me everybody laying down for this man Bolt, and I'm going to try to beat him, bro. I don't care what I got to do. And then you said in the fall of 2014 that, hey, if Dennis asks you to do sleds with one plate, you're doing it with 2 plates. If Dennis said the pace was 11 seconds, you were doing 10 seconds. That's the mindset that she has to be in. She has to be, what the coach calls this, she has to be willing to go above and beyond because she knows she has to first equal her opponent, then beat them. She's not even equal. That's 50.68 you're looking at. She's never even been there. So in her head, she has to be willing to go above and beyond every time if she wants to beat Sydney.
You're right. That's exactly what she had to do. Thank you for reminding me that. I appreciate that for sure.
It's funny, I had to remind you a lot during your career of who you were or who you are.
But you know why? Because you're talking to Justin now.
It's true.
But you were training with Jay Gat.
Yes.
Jay Gat just tapped me on the shoulder like, oh, you forgot that shit?
Yeah.